Good evening, good people. Charles John Huffman Dickens, at your service, or as my friends call me, Chuck. I have always felt that a good Christmas story, there needs to be a ghost story. So, in 1843, I wrote one. Would you like to hear it? Oh, I just need to find my spectacles. Sure. Here. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yes. Okay. Just let me put on my spectacles, and I have. Now I can see. Now, to begin, Marley was dead to begin with. Dead as a doornail. Did Scrooge know he was dead? Of course he did. Scrooge and Marley were partners for,
I don't know how many years.
Scrooge was
His sole friend
and sole mourner at his funeral.
in the driving rain.
Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it was above the door.
Scrooge and Marley.
He answered to both names, for Ebenezer Scrooge was a squeezing, grasping, scrapping, clutching old sinner.
Watch your words, Mr. Charles Dickens.
What are you then?
A good businessman.
Ah, well, once upon a Christmas Eve, it was cold. Bleak, biting weather. Old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house.
Shall I put another coal on the fire, Mr. Scrooge?
You shall not, Mr. Cratchit.
Good evening, Mr. Scrooge.
Nonsense.
Merry Christmas, Bob Cratchit. Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Bah humbug!
Christmas a humbug? Uncle, you don't mean that, I'm sure.
Merry Christmas? What right you have to be merry? You're poor enough, Frederick.
But you have the right, Uncle. You're rich enough.
Every idiot who goes about with a Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Merry Christmas! I am Jack Dumb, and this is Johanna D. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley.
Marley has been dead for these 7 years.
But at this festive season of the year,
Festive.
we must make some provision for the poor.
The poor.
Are there no prisons?
Well, yes.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear that. I was afraid something had stopped to occur them in their useful course.
But a few of us endeavor
Endeavor.
to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth.
A few of us.
What sum may we put you down for?
Nothing.
Ah, you wish to remain anonymous?
I wish to be left alone.
But without aid, sir, a great many will surely die.
Then they should surely do it and decrease the surplus population.
Oh,
Well,
Merry Christmas.
Imbeciles! And you, nephew, take your Christmas elsewhere.
well, Uncle, though Christmas has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good. So I say, God bless it.
Here, here.
Let me hear another word from you, Cratchit, and you'll celebrate Christmas by losing your job. On your way, nephew?
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
Good afternoon.
I keep my Christmas humor at the last. A Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Humbug! I suppose you want all day tomorrow, Cratchit.
If quite convenient, sir.
It is not convenient to pay a day's wages for no work. Be here all the earlier next morning.
God bless you, sir.
Scrooge bought a dry roll for a penny.
Overpriced.
Went home to bed. He lighted a candle, put his nightgown over his clothes, slipped on his slippers, and well satisfied, warmed by the cold and heartened by the silence, got into bed.
What is that?
Anita Scrooge!
Who are you?
In life, I was your partner.
Jacob Marley.
But why does your spirit walk the earth? And why do you come in chains?
I wear the chains I forged in life. You shall have your own, Ebenezer.
Speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give, only the fortune of remorse.
But you were always a good man of business.
Business? Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, benevolence were all my businesses. You may still escape my fate, Ebenezer. You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
I think I'd rather not.
Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and have it over?
The second when the bell strikes 2, and the third when the bell strikes 3. Look to see me no more.
Humbug! A slight disorder of the stomach. I say there's more of a gravy than a grave about you, Jacob. The hour and nothing. Sheer balderdash.
Hello, Ebenezer.
Great galloping ghosts. Who are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past. Rise and walk with me.
But it's cold and damp and I forgot my slippers.
You shall not touch the earth, but course through the air.
They passed through the wall and traveled until a marked town and melancholy schoolhouse appeared below them.
Spirit, it is my schoolhouse. Why, I was a boy here.
A solitary child, neglected and friendless, is there still.
It is I,
Ebenezer!
Fan. Well, it's my little sister, Fan.
Oh, Ebenezer, this Christmas you are to come home. Home, for good and all. We are all to be together for Christmas. Father says you should be apprenticed and never come back here.
She died a young woman and had, I think, 1 child.
My nephew, Fred.
Touch my hand, Ebenezer.
They flew above the city. It was evening. The ghost stopped at a certain warehouse door.
Do you know this place, Ebenezer Scrooge?
Know it? Well, I was apprentice here. Why, it's old Fezziwig.
You, my boys and girls.
And there's Dick Wilkins, to be sure.
There shall be no more work here at Fezziwig's tonight. Christmas Eve needs dancing. He-diddy ho, Miss Fezziwig. He-diddy ho, my darling.
And here, my darling husband, are our guests.
Wonderful and wonderful again. Christmas Eve, my duckies. Strike up the fiddle.
There you are, Ebenezer.
If you please, Miss Bell, to accept a small Christmas gift. It is not much, I fear. Oh, do take it, Miss Bell.
Why, Ebenezer, thank you. But I haven't anything for you.
The sight of you, Miss Bell, is present enough.
It's a wooden letter opener. How clever. You must write me a letter then so I may use it. Will you?
Yes, well, I will.
Dance, you hangers back. Celebrate the season.
Hiddy ho, Miss Fezziwig.
Come, Ebenezer, my time grows short.
Scrooge saw himself older now, sitting on a bench with Belle. There was an eager, greedy restlessness in his eye.
I matter little to you now, Ebenezer. Another idol has displaced me, a golden one.
Dear Belle, would you have me worship poverty instead of wealth?
You fear poverty too much. Gain engrosses you.
But Belle, I am not changed toward you.
You are changed, Ebenezer. I release you from your boyish promise.
Have I ever sought release?
I am as I was, and you are not. It is gold you want, not me. I release you. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Spirit, show me no more. Remove me from this place.
You are home, Ebenezer Scrooge, and in your bed. Prepare, prepare! I see your second visitor.
Ebenezer Scrooge!
Now, as to what Scrooge might be thinking, I tell you that nothing between a baby and a rhino would have astonished him very much.
Ebenezer Scrooge, I say! Oh, dear.
Come closer and know me, better man. You have never seen the likes of me before.
Not hardly.
I am Christmas present, Ebenezer. I appear each year for one day only.
Whatever you have to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
Family Christmas, is it?
A poor one. Look and learn.
Whatever has become of your precious father, then? And your brother, Tiny Tim? And Martha, who is never late? Where is she, Belinda?
Here's Martha, Mother.
Hurrah!
Hello, Peter Piper. There's such a goose, Martha.
How late you are, dear.
I had so many bonnets to trim at the shop, Mother.
Father says I'm to have a situation, Martha. I'll soon bring home full 5 and 6 pence.
Peter, that's a fortune! And a great help it will be with Tim's medicine and such.
Father's coming.
Hide, Martha, hide.
Here I am with Tiny Tim upon my shoulder. A glorious Christmas to one and all. Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming, Bob.
Not coming on Christmas Day?
I can't hide a moment longer.
Martha, dearest.
And how was little Tim behaved?
Good as gold and better. He told me at church that they might remember him on Christmas Day. Made lame beggars walk and the blind see.
Peter, the goose?
I shall carve the fiercest goose in Camden Town.
I dare say you're the biggest goose in Camden Town.
Here we are, the goose among geese.
This way, Sir Goose.
Give the grace, dear.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my loves. And God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirit? What a scrawny beast is that? Not a goose, surely. It looks like a wallow.
It took Bob Cratchit half a year to put away such a luxury, Scrooge.
Luxury? That could hardly feed an alley cat.
Scrawny it might be, but eked out by applesauce and mashed potatoes, it might pass for a Christmas feast.
And now...
The pudding! Now bring us a figgy pudding, now bring us a figgy pudding, now bring us a figgy pudding, now bring some right now.
It's beautiful, Mother.
And now, a toast. I give you, the founder of the feast, Mr. Scrooge.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I should like to give him a piece of my mind to feast on.
Now, Mother.
He is an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man.
My dear, Christmas Day.
I'll drink his health for your sake and for the day, not for his.
Long life to him.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat and a crutch without an owner.
No, say he will be spared.
If he be like to die, he should do it, and, as you say, Ebenezer, decrease the surplus population. It may be, Master Scrooge, that in the spirit of heaven you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor child. Come.
But Spirit...
Must I command you?
It was a great surprise to Scrooge to suddenly find himself in a warm, dry room, pungent with the smell of punch.
Why, great heaven, it's my nephew Fred's house. The fool.
And then Uncle Scrooge said Christmas was a humbug.
Not really, my darling.
Well, as a friend of Fred's, I'll call him a comical old fellow and nothing worse.
So he is, and not as pleasant as he might be. He is, however, his own punishment, and I'd say nothing against him.
Well, where I work, Mrs. Fred, they say he has piles of gold in his mattress.
Well, he can't eat gold. The fool. I have no patience with him.
I say, as it is a party, we cast aside the subject and play a game.
Oh, blind man's bluff, I say.
Excellent.
We always play blind man's bluff. I say we play yes and no.
Second to that, Fred.
Well, then. Maybe stay, Spirit?
As you wish.
Okay. Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
Oh, animal. You can count on that.
Live animal?
If you look close enough.
Is England its habitat?
Unfortunately, yes.
A wild animal?
A disagreeable animal?
Miss Fred.
A savage beast?
All of the above, I think.
Oh, I know. Uncle Scrooge knows.
And I'll tell you, it doesn't live in a menagerie.
A rat. Fills all conditions.
Could it be bought at a market?
No.
Rat.
Is it a rat?
Not a rat, horse, cow, ass, tiger, dog, or pig.
Dear me, a human animal?
Of a kind, very nearly.
I got it.
One guess then.
Well, it's your Uncle Scrooge.
By heaven, you struck it.
I thought you might have said yes to the rat.
He has given us plenty of merriment, and it would be ungrateful not to drink to his wealth. I'd say Mr. Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
A Merry Christmas to the old man, wherever he is.
Wait. Spirit. Stop them. They're fading away. I would pledge a toast to them in return.
Day is breaking. We must go.
You falter. Are spirits' lives so short?
My life upon this globe ends within this very hour. Look, Scrooge. See those children huddled on the street?
Are they yours?
They are man's. The boy is ignorance, the girl is want. Beware them both, but most of all, the boy. For he will doom us all.
They are skins and bones, Spirit. Have they no refuge? No resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Come back, Spirit! Who are you? All dressed in black and hooded? With a mask and staff? Are you the ghost of Christmas yet to come?
I am.
Ghost of the future! I fear you more than any specter I have yet seen, but I know your purpose is to do me good.
Look there.
Well, business is business. I only know he is dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe. Probably in the middle of a summer contract.
What has he done with his money?
Taken it to his grave, perhaps.
Hasn't left it to me is all I know.
It will be a very cheap funeral, for I don't know anyone who would go to it.
Business will proceed as usual. It always does.
Look behind you, man. See the woman slap the bundle on the table?
Whose be those leavings?
A miser's all I know. Open the bundle, Joe. Tell this old woman how much she'll get for it.
Old cloth, is it?
His bed curtains.
Ripped him down, did you, with the corpse just lying there?
So I did, and there's his blankets.
Took it right off the body, was they?
He ain't likely to catch cold without 'em.
3 shillings. But mind you, it's overpayment.
Done and done. He frightened everyone away while he was alive, just to profit us when he was dead.
Is there no person in this town who feels emotion caused by this man's death?
None. Not as much as a cat or dog. Look there. Visitors at Tiny Tim's grave.
Well, there's naught to be said but his goodness.
Died as he lived, Mr. Cratchit.
I received the most extraordinary kindness of Mr. Uncle Scrooge's nephew, Fred, who I have scarcely seen but once.
What kindness, Father?
He implored he might bear the cost of engraving the stone. I am heartily sorry for your good wife, he said, giving me his card. That's where I live, says he. Pray come to me if I can be of service in any way.
He must be a good soul.
You may be sure of it. He said he would have worked for me and could assist our Peter to a better situation.
How wonderful, Father.
And all is owed to Tim. And in this, our first parting, Spirit of Tiny Tim, your child's essence was of God.
We must go, Mr. Cratchit, for it is nightfall, and they close the gates.
The ghost of Christmas yet to come conveyed him, as before, until they reached a churchyard. He then, the wretched man whose name he had now to learn, lay underneath the ground. The spirit stood among the graves and pointed down to one.
Read, Ebenezer Scrooge. Before I draw near to that stone to which you point, are these the shadows of things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that may be only? If men's course be departed from, the ends will change. Say it is so with what you show me.
Look, down.
Am I the man whose bed curtains were sold with him upon the bed?
Read!
Ebenezer Scrooge! No, Spirit, no! I am not the man I was. I will not be the man whose name is written on this stone. Why show me this if I am past all help? Spirit, assure me that I yet may change the shadows you have shown me by an altered life. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone.
The spirit raised his spectral hand, and with his mighty sweep, Scrooge was lost to a powerful sensation that moved him, like a wave from the darkening sea. Then the darkness drained his strength and dwindled down into a bedpost.
Wait, where am I? The floor is my own. The bed is my own. The room is my own. I, Ebenezer Scrooge, will make amends. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas, time be thanked for this. I say it on my knees, Jacob. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I have been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I am light as a feather, merry as a schoolboy, and giddy as a drunken man. Glorious sunlight, heavenly sky, sweet, fresh air. Oh, glorious, glorious. Who's that in the street? Boy, boy.
Me, sir.
Yes, you. My fine fellow, what's today?
Today, sir? Why, it's Christmas Day.
I haven't missed it. Boy.
Yes, sir.
Do you know the poulterers in the street next over?
Pass it every day, sir.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know whether they sold the prize turkey that was hanging there?
What? The one as big as me?
What a delightful boy. Yes, the one as big as you.
It was there this morning.
Go and buy it.
Buy it?
Here's my purse. Come back in an hour, and you shall have a shilling. Come back in 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown.
Ah!
Wonderful boy. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit. He shan't know who sends it. It is twice the size of Tiny Tim.
When the turkey arrived, Scrooge called a cab to carry it to Cratchit's in Camden Town. And then he amazed the street.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas?
Ah, my dear friends, Dumb and Dee. I gave you no money yesterday, but that will all be remedied.
Mr. Scrooge!
Let me whisper in your ear.
Are you quite serious?
A great many back payments are included in it, I assure you.
I'm quite flumbustuated. What munificence!
Come tomorrow and join me for lunch.
We will. Absolutely the most remarkable, unexpected sheer delight. Good afternoon.
I know. I'll take a walk for pleasure. I've never walked for pleasure.
He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything, could give him so much happiness.
Lovely hat. Charming parasol. Delightful child. Splendid dog.
In the afternoon, he turned his steps to his nephew's house.
Good day.
Fred, my boy!
Why, bless my soul!
It is I, your Uncle Scrooge.
My darling, come and see! It's Uncle Scrooge!
Why, how very wonderful. Would you please forgive a foolish old man?
Oh, what a darling. Welcome, Uncle.
I've come to dinner. Will you let me in?
Let you in? More likely, we won't let you out. Come, come, in out of the cold this instant.
Scrooge felt at home in 5 minutes. Wonderful party, wonderful games, wonderful happiness. You may quite believe he was early to the office the next morning. Oh, if only he could be there first and catch Bob Cratchit coming late. That was the thing he had set his heart on.
Most excellent.
No, Bob, at 9 o'clock, a quarter past. No, Bob.
A full 18 and a half minutes behind his time. Oh, there he is, just coming up the street. Hello? What do you mean by coming so extraordinarily late?
Very sorry, sir, to be behind in my time.
Sorry, are you?
It's only once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
Merry indeed. I tell you what, Bob Cratchit, I am not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, I am about to raise your salary.
Raise my salary?
A Merry Christmas, Bob. A merrier Christmas, and I've given you many a year. We'll discuss your fares over a Christmas toddy this afternoon. Now, put on more coal on the fire, and we shall work in our shirt sleeves. Do it before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Scrooge was better than his word, for he did it all.
And infinitely more.
He became as good a friend, as good a master, and good a man as the good old city knew. He had
no further intercourse with spirits, but lived upon a total abstinence principle. It was always well said of him that he knew how to create Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May that be truly said of all of us.
God bless us, everyone.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to introduce the characters. Bob Cratchit and Man, played by Noah Autino. Charles Dickens, otherwise known as Chuck, played by Dr. Christopher Cassavan. Mr. Dumb, played by Mackenzie Clark. Belinda, and the role of Turkey Boy, played by B. Curry. Mr. D, Fan, and Tiny Tim, played by Maddie Gallant. Christmas Yet to Come, Peter, Mrs. Fezziwig, and Second Woman, played by Alyssa Jennings. Ebenezer Scrooge, played by Adriana Kalel. Fred, played by Riley LaFrenne. Belle, Joe, Serious Girl, played by Caitlin McGinnis. Ghost of Christmas Past and First Woman, played by Mia Markley. Giggling Girl and Mrs. Fred, played by Faith Mosher. Marley, Young Ebenezer, Male Guest, and Fezziwig, played by Peter Namzura. Mrs. Cratchit and the Charwoman, played by Ruby Tower Hughes. The Ghost of Christmas Present and Martha, played by Rachel Warden. I'd like to introduce our two Foley artists, our sound effects people, Eliza Bello and Lydia Jalou. I'd like to introduce our video technician, Milo LeBlanc. And my special thanks to Hannah Bennett and Steve Castle of TCTV, and Mrs. Darlene Dixon, Mrs. Ann Lyons, and Mr. David Bear. Thank you for coming and have a wonderful Christmas.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming. Special thanks. The only people they left out, of course, are the big three of our theater organization. Of course, it's Mike and Darlene Dixon and Ann Lyons. I know they're out there somewhere. You got to give them a round of applause. I want to thank TCTV, obviously, for just making it all happen on the technical side. I want to thank them again. And did you like what you saw today? All right. So that's good. Because Little Mermaid tryouts are December 9th and 11th. So we need to get out here and spread the word. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you very much. Have a great night, folks.
Christmas,